What's up? Jason here. Just finishing up a 5-mile run. Just a little training midweek run. It's Thanksgiving week. If you're watching it this week, happy Thanksgiving. I wanted to share with you a principle I was thinking about this week and I really live in my life, but thought this would be a great one to share with you. And that is, everything is equity. Everything is equity. By that I mean everything has a price that it must be paid. You don't necessarily have to pay the price if you got the thing, but somebody had to pay for it. And you know, it's kind of economics 101 that everything has a price that a person's willing to pay for it, and somebody must pay for it. There's supply, there's demand. But I think of that even in the terms of relational equity. So if I'm willing to, or wanting to have a desire to make a change with someone I lead, I have to have that equity there, that I have to have paid, or someone has to have paid in order to bring that change. And the more investment I've made, the more opportunity I have to make that change, if you will. And sometimes people look at that and they think, well, that sounds very manipulative. That sounds like you're just doing things so that you can get something from someone. Well, that's one way to look at that. That's small thinking. That's, limited thinking. But I don't look at it that way. I do invest into people because I love them. I invest into people because I want the best for them. I want to add value to them. And I'm not just doing the investing so I can make a withdrawal, but I know that at some point I'm going to have to make a withdrawal. I'm going to have to ask someone to do something that they don't necessarily want to do. And if they understand that I want the best for them, by the equity I've invested into them, that's going to come out better than if I've made no investments at all and no work at all put into them. And so that works in our marriage, that I invest into my wife, not because I'm trying to get a return, because I love her, but I know that at some point there's going to be something that I need. And it's short-sighted to say, well, I only do it just for this and I never take. Well, that's, you probably have unhealthy somewhere there if you're saying, well, I never want to take, I never want to ask anything. You might want to check your personality and find out where you have something wrong. And then you got the other side where a person is just take. And that's also negative, and you have to work on that. And so relationships are give and take, marriage is give and take, parenting is give and take, pastoring is giving and taking. Giving, but there are times where we need to take. And often that you're taking for the betterment of that person, and they often don't see that bigger picture. And so, whether that's asking for finances to build another building so we can reach more people and help people find their fulfillment and calling, or we have a vision to raise money to do something, missions work, it's for their benefit, or we're asking them to serve, it's for their benefit. But our hope is that we've added enough value to them to where they know that when we're bringing this ask, it's for their value also. And so I just think of everything as equity, that everything's got an account balance on it. And really, the more investing I do into those things, the less investing it takes to move the needle in the future, because you get the compounding, just as in with money, you get compounding interest, which in other words is once you have money in there, money starts working for you. Once you have kindness out into the world, kindness starts working for you. Once you have patience out there, patience starts working for you. That doesn't mean you can't continue to invest those things. It just means it takes less and less investment to even make a bigger difference, because then you get into legacy and you get into this compounding interest of kindness, if you will, if it's kindness, if it's adding value to people, if it's advice, if it's, just being a comforting presence, whatever it might be, giving words of affirmation, being someone who speaks life into others. And then your words just get out there and they're working for you, and other people start using your words. And so I think of it, everything is equity, everything is working on our behalf. And so I just want to encourage you, think about that in your relationships, think about that in your leadership, on your workplace, in your parenting, in your marriage, if you're married, if you're not, maybe it's with your parents, it's with siblings. everything is equity, and that we have to look at it is our goal is to have more in the bank than comes out of the bank. And I know that's a big principle today, because what happens eventually is you're going to go bankrupt. You're going to go bankrupt out of kindness. You're going to go bankrupt out of the changes you're going to want to make. And so keep investing.